Folks, I have Colton Dixon on with What's Your Story, ahead of Winter Jam, back on the road, new songs, things going on. It is so great to get a chance to finally catch up. It's been so long, too long, too long. Colton, my
Yeah,
friend, so good to see you. You look great. How are things?
thanks, man. Man, things are so good. Thanks for having me on the show today. Yeah, things are great. We're in Tampa, Florida
Yeah,
today,
welcome to
with Winter
Florida.
Jam.
You're in my
Yes,
backyard, man. You're in the backyard.
it feels so good. I'm in
I
short
bet.
sleeves, and it's in January. Very excited about that.
Yeah, it's
But
chilly for us, so you can imagine how we feel.
woo,
With you
man,
crazy people up north.
we'll take it. We will take it. But yeah, man, it's been really good. Been a great couple years for us, actually.
Talk a lot about coming back to Winter Jam. We've obviously got the post shutdown nonsense and all that. Things are obviously a
Yeah,
little bit different, but just speak to your experience. And I know you've done it a couple times and all that, so just throw it out there.
yeah. Winter Jam is just a great tour. It's a tour that I actually grew up going to in Nashville, so it's really cool to be on the other side of the fence, if so to speak. But I just love the heart of the tour. It's just to reach people, to impart hope into people. Um, and after these last couple of years, it's just so refreshing to see so many people united under one purpose, under the same roof. Um, so many talented artists this year. I Am They, KB, Torn Wells, Skillet. Um, and so many others. Maybe some you haven't heard of before. It's just a lot of fun. But it's a great night. Um, yeah, just a great night. So you definitely don't want to miss Winter Jam this year. Um, you'll leave feeling a lot better about what the future holds. I promise.
And folks, if you don't have a ticket, $10, man,
It's
$10, and
ten
we'll put.
bucks. It's so hard to beat. You can't
Yeah,
beat
I
it.
know. We're gonna put some links in there for you so you can get tickets. Obviously, there's tour dates all over America if you're not down here in warm Florida currently, where Colton is. Uh, there are tickets and shows totally available for you to go and check some of these great artists and acts out. It's a great experience. It's a whole night of great music, praise and worship, some ministry, learning
Yeah,
and meeting new things, learning and meeting new artists. So,
yeah.
okay, so I love the fact that you guys tend to be fans as well. I mean, I think it's just so much fun to watch you guys react, and I've been lucky enough to see and I got experiences of seeing you guys react. Who are you excited about seeing tonight? You're like, I got to come out. I got to sneak a peek.
Oh man. I caught Torrance set last night, and
Okay.
that boy can sing. My
Yeah.
goodness, that boy can sing, and he can dance too. My goodness, he is his band. I can just go on and on and on about Torrance set. It's so good, so professional, um, and it's so joyful. It just makes you want to get out of your seat and dance, and I think we need a lot of that right now. But I will always be a diehard Skillet fan. I love Skillet, always have. Um, they've been throwing some new songs in their set. They just had a new album drop today, actually.
Hmm.
So,
Yep.
um, I'll always be a big Skillet fan. I still have to catch I Am They and KB. I haven't caught them yet. We share a bus with I Am They though, and they're just the sweetest people. So I'm really excited to catch their set. Um, but yeah, we normally tear down. Uh, we go on right before Skillet, so we're normally tearing down our gear as Skillet's playing. So I always kind of like get to peek my head in as I'm wrapping up cables or tearing down a riser and get to watch a little bit. So
Think about
um,
the you get to go to countless numbers of Skillet concerts this year. Look at it that way.
I know, like my inner 16-year-old child is freaking out right
Absolutely
now.
amazing, right? So, what is one of your craziest or fun memories about Winter Jam? Because it's definitely a unique experience. It's really not
Oh
like many of the
man.
other, even some of the tours that pull together different genres or so many multiple. Winter Jam has a completely different element. That's for sure.
It does. It's just a big family. It feels like summer camp just in the winter. So everyone's freezing cold most of the time, unless you're in Florida. Thank you,
Amen,
Jesus.
brother. Amen.
Um, but it really just feels like a family backstage. It's so nice. Not all tours have that amount of family feeling. But man, some of the funnest times that I can recall about Winter Jam is playing ping pong.
Mm.
Ping pong is like the thing on Winter Jam. I haven't gotten a chance to play yet this tour. We've been busy doing some other things, but uh, man, spent at a ping pong table that first Winter Jam experience. And we had so much fun with me and my guys, and it's also a really competitive atmosphere.
Oh yeah, I've heard about cornhole too. Cornhole
Oh,
and ping
cornhole
pong are
too.
just they're
Yep.
insanely, and it's a big
Insanely
it's a
competitive.
pecking order. Yeah, yeah.
It really is. But it's just a lot of fun, man. Like I said, it feels like summer camp, you know? When it's time to get serious and to do your thing, like people are so driven and so focused on what God has for them that night. But then there's this other side that's just like, man, all bets are off. You better get out of my way because I'm winning this ping pong match.
Behind
It's
the
awesome.
scenes at Winter Jam. That's great.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously, the song that's really kind of blowing up for you right now is "Made to Fly."
Yeah.
Great video. I like
Thank you.
your little snippet that you put out there to kind of give us a little behind the scenes taste. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? Not only writing the song, but kind of doing the video, and then trying something a little more, you know, obviously it's kind of extreme. Like, all right, we're gonna tie ropes and create this metaphor, and
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun, and it also, you know, it's an interesting challenge. I liked it.
for sure. Man, that was a lot of work that day. We had
I know.
there were people holding those ropes on the other end of the ropes, and man, we fought them all day long. um, yeah, that song was directly out of 2020. I don't know about you. I was trying to remember just how to do life again, just how to put one foot in front of the other again. And the verse in, I believe it's Isaiah, God says, "We will soar on wings like eagles. We will run and not grow weary. We will walk and not faint." And here I was again, just trying to remember how to walk. So God has called us to higher places. He says, "Hey, rise above the noise, come away with me, and I'll show you the plans I have for you." And I needed to hear that during that season. I needed to read that during that season. So it's really just a song that I needed to hear. That's a song that I wrote with some friends of mine, and I love getting to do music videos for songs. I think that way, even as I'm writing songs, I think, what is the visual aspect of this? It helps me tell that story and maybe use my words better as I'm writing. So just seeing that struggle that a lot of time is self-inflicted. We carry things with us from our past, or maybe it's fear that we're holding on to about what the future looks like. And I imagined it like that rope tied around our waist, and it's just pulled taut, you know. And it feels like an uphill battle. But man, whenever you put your faith in God and you uh, put your trust in God that He's got it, He's got you. You can untie that rope, and it's just that feeling of peace and weightlessness, and that was the imagery we were wanting to portray in that music video. And we just happened to have beautiful day, beautiful scenery out on the West Coast at a beach, and in gosh, where were we? We weren't quite up to Santa Barbara, but we were close. It was
Close to
just
Malibu, I
gorgeous.
think, from what
Malibu,
I
yeah,
heard.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
sounds
yeah.
right.
Close to Malibu. Yeah.
It was just beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
And we'll put links there, folks. You can catch that kind of stuff. It's fun stuff, and you get connected to Colton. Get your tickets over at jamtour.com, coltondixon.com. So it's easy to these are easy links to remember to
Yeah,
get this stuff plugged in. You know, I do this thing. I call it my the 510 story, which is our anniversary. I usually look for marriage tips and marriage advice and that kind of thing. And you know, a lot of folks that I kind of always remember to do this with is people that have been married for, you know, a couple decades, or you know, they've been around a minute.
sure.
You're a little shorter on that stick. So I
Yeah,
wanted to get your perspective on some of your thoughts. You know, being newer at this, and then of course being a new dad and all of that, because it's been it's been a ride with you, my friend.
it has. Gonna preface this with saying I've only been married 6 years, so um, take all of this with a grain of salt. But man, I've learned that being intentional is so important. You can be you can be kind of you can be in the same room with someone but not be present with someone, and I've had to learn that. But also, just for me and what my life looks like, you can think that ministry can be the most important thing, but it's actually God, family, and then ministry. Um, God put such an emphasis on family and marriage and all of those things that I don't think that anything would get in the way of that. Um, so I try and prioritize that even over my career, which is ministry. I'm out here trying to do the will of God. Yeah, sometimes you get it confused, and sometimes you think, oh man, like this is what I feel called to do, so I should take this gig or I should do this. But whenever I say yes to something, I'm actually saying no to something else. And it might sound a little harsh, but when I say yes to a show, I'm saying no to being home with my family. So it's a cost that you have to weigh. It's a cost that I try to weigh with my wife, um, with a tour or with whatever it is. Like, hey, this got an offer to do this tour. What do you think? And we'll pray about it, and we'll figure it out together. And I'm so thankful to have a wife who's supportive of that. But being intentional and just getting your priorities right are two things that I've seen are super important in my marriage anyway. So
That's good. That's real good. It fits all of us. No matter how long you've been married, folks, you've got to be able to be a good communicator with your partner to be on the same page. I think that's what Colton's getting at. And very wise for someone that's only been married 6 years. That's good. We'll see what he comes up with.
Appreciate that.
We'll see what he comes up in a couple of years when he's at 10.
Yes.
Always like to end with stuff that's fun. So I don't think I've ever asked you, like, what's the hobbies of Colton Dixon? Are you a collector of anything? Is there like a hobby or something I can pull out of you, man? Are you like a movie nerd or something? And
I'm a movie buff. I love movies. I used to be a collector, or more so, I used to collect bobbleheads, like the hand painted. They're called head knockers. Used to love them.
Yeah. I got a Batman
this is kind of
I should try to send your way.
Yes. Well, here's the sad story is one day I just kind of got it in my head. I'm like, maybe it's time to sell the bobblehead collection. So I packed them all up really nice, sold them, got a really great offer on them, shipped them, and they showed up to the guy all broken.
Oh,
so I had to eat all the money. I'm like, it was a sad day. But I don't collect them anymore. I appreciate them from afar. I love Batman. I have since I was little. Kind of a nerd about it. But yeah, I love movies. That's what I love to do. I love to just unplug. That's kind of how I recharge, actually. It's just to be able to unplug and watch a good movie and yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It's good. Hasn't been a good year for movies. We've been very limited with things that we can get out of things. So here's for hoping.
However,
our stuff
Spider-Man is great.
A lot of fun, isn't it? I just did a stream and I called it the best film of last year because it's so rewatchable. I'm not saying it's from my critic standpoint, because I did see a one or two that I think may have been better films, but from a rewatchable standpoint, you want to be entertained for an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Oh yeah, nostalgia factor is definitely there. They definitely outdid themselves. I still need to go see it again. I've only seen it once. But,
yeah, it's really good, and I have to give credit to, as a movie buff, King Richard, which is the Will Smith.
I've heard great things. I haven't seen it yet.
It is really good, and it's very family centric. I was really shocked at how there's a lot of really deep stuff in there about your family structure and keeping the family together and pushing through marital strife. I thought they did a really good job, and I know there's a whole lot more to that whole family story, but I thought that was probably at the top of my list. So yeah, those two in particular. Were you a part of Jesus Music?
I wasn't actually, and I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's so
it was really
raw
interesting
and refreshing, and I have several friends obviously who were a part of that, but I still need to see it.
Yeah, and I think for our circles, it's really, really good, and I think for this next generation, and I wish it was being promoted even more, like the next generation, like these are more artists that you can learn about. This is the history that you can learn about. It's really, if you like this kind of genre of music or whatever, dig in deeper and wider. Really enjoyed that. That was really good.
Very cool.
Yeah, I recommend those in particular. So, well, Colton, my friend, enjoy your time.